Mike, just like the seasons, things do tend to change. And as we are now almost halfway through the month of March, some say March comes in like a lion and out like a lamb. And unfortunately, you know what else is out? Our dear Liverpool
I was
from European competition. Mike,
I was almost scared to look down because I thought you were going to say like my winner.
my massive hog is out
Yeah,
right now. We're back.
we are
It's
back.
the middle of March. It's both one of my favorite and least favorite months. The weather shows a bit of transition, and the days are getting a little bit warmer. Right now, we are in the grips of a full moon and 60-degree days as we enter in mud season. Mike, how are you?
You know what? Surprisingly, okay. Thankfully, well, no, I
It's
would say
okay to be okay.
special thanks, I think, to you.
Huh,
You had the courtesy to call me
I did.
on my ride home yesterday as a mental health check-in, and I got to vent, and I think that helps the healing process.
It's good to talk through things, is what
Yes.
you've told me
Yes.
many times.
Yes, it is. It's good to talk through things. Now listen, and I'm looking at a bullet point here and talk about how life comes at you fast. The bullet point reads, "My God, what a steal Liverpool had on PSG." So obviously I had that as a talking point.
Yeah.
Not really sure when we were going to record the last episode. We had the first leg of the Champions League, and it was an absolute smash and grab job. We got a goal, feeling confident coming into the second leg at Anfield, again, European nights. And boy, does everything come full circle. Now, credit to PSG. They are a phenomenal team, played, I think, a more solid game across two legs than Liverpool did.
Yeah.
Well deserved.
Yeah, they're a wagon.
My problems, my points of contention, okay? One
Yes.
is with the new Champions League format.
Awful.
Okay, so you see how low PSG were seeded. It was because during the group stage, they stunk. They stunk in the same way that Manchester City did. Now, in the old format, if you were that bad in the group stage, you weren't making it out. You were not going to be in the round of 16. But here we are, we find ourselves with this new format where you can kind of limp dick into the round of 16 and then
around.
And catch, get hot at the right time. And that's exactly what happened. But that is not the reason why we were out of the Champions League. It is just something that irked me. But again, PSG, we're the better team. We didn't take our chances in the second leg when we could have. We could have been 2 up in the first 6 minutes, and the game, that would have been it.
Yeah.
The other thing, and obviously you could see the boys put everything into it. They, were kind of, Konate had to be taken out because of cramps. Substitutions needed to be made. Curtis Jones, I still respect him for what he did at Everton, but god damn it, was he the worst fucking player on the pitch by a country mile. I watched a highlight reel. First of all, he almost had an own goal within the first 2 minutes of being on. He was slow on the ball. And again, this isn't like playing a Crystal Palace or a Leicester City where you can dribble your way. This is fucking PSG. Like, they're a legit
it's a do or die game,
and he lost possession so many times. And if he didn't lose possession, he was basically gifting it to the other team with fucking terrible passes.
Well, was it Sunday when they played Southampton? Saturday they played Southampton?
Yes, Saturday.
I forgot he was on the field.
Yeah, he's one that
it's fucking terrible.
I never understood the allure with him. He's got to go. There's a laundry list of players that have to go. So anyway, that was kind of like obviously one of the big doings. A couple other things I did want to mention as things going on in the world of soccer, and it felt relevant as our previous episode. We talked about the terrible officiating.
Yeah.
And you specifically had an example where a goalkeeper absolutely knocked a dude unconscious,
like changed the path of his life forever.
So FA Cup game, Millwall against Crystal Palace.
Yes.
Liam Roberts, the goalie, is coming out to the ball and absolutely curb stomps Mateta in the face.
I don't think I've seen it.
He got 25 stitches to his ear.
Gee, I mean, it
Okay.
only takes, 13 pounds of pressure to rip an ear off? Or is it 9? Might be 9 pounds of pressure to rip an ear, 13 to break a collarbone. Alas, continue.
Anyway, Michael Oliver is the referee.
Well, yeah. Say less.
He get literally the goalie goes for the ball, kicks the player in the face.
Now, was it like an axe kick? Was it like
It was a front, not a front, like a
like
front kick.
like a Spartan kick?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. He went full Leonidas.
We should have videotaped just
full
Yeah.
Leonidas. This is Sparta into Mateta's face. Oliver gives only a yellow card. And it takes VAR intervention to be like, hey, Mike, maybe you should come look at this, man. Like,
Yeah.
he gets a red card. But again, you talk about the level of officiating in the English league is ridiculous. Michael Oliver, again, is one that he always is like, well, I don't want to make, the game about me.
Funny.
But he also just like, again, this was the same person that when Doku kicked McAllister in the chest,
Yeah.
nothing. Awful. So anyway,
Yeah.
I thought it was pertinent based on our previous conversations.
And not to dwell on yesterday, I wasn't overly thrilled with the officiating yesterday. While it didn't necessarily.
Here's what I'll say about that.
What are you going to say?
He allowed for an overall physical game,
Yeah.
I think, and at some points, but again, I think he was fair in his estimation of what was deemed physical and fair challenges. It was just in those moments, there were a few that were clear fouls that weren't given. Again, I don't think that was the be all end all, but yes, I understand the frustration because in those moments where there were fouls, they weren't crunching enough fouls that he was going to call it. But
Right.
I think he was consistent with his level of physicality for the
Yeah.
game.
Russian official. They can't compete, but they can officiate.
Sure can. And then the last point I had was I watched the Atletico Real Madrid game. And again, that was a great game. Went to PKs. Real Madrid go on through PKs. And again, couldn't be happier because, obviously after Liverpool were knocked out of the Champions League, who's just chirping Arsenal fans with no European titles to their name, but they feel the need to throw shade. So I hope that Real Madrid beats the bag out of them as that's who they face in the next. But it was brought to a good point as, Vicinius Jr.,
Yes.
who missed a penalty, was taken out of the game before penalties were taken, maybe just couldn't handle it. But he went on to, and I have 3 bullet points here.
Oh, sub-separate bullet points.
Sub-separate, yeah. We're using multiple.
There's so many things happening right now.
So many things going on. I can't even speak. All right. So after post-game, they are at, this is in Atletico Madrid.
Okay.
Coming off the pitch, he goes to Atletico Madrid fans and shows them
his wiener.
It's a couple wieners out. Shows them that the number 15 on his hands, and then shows 0 to them, saying that Real Madrid have 15 titles and they have 0. Then confronts the crowd and points to the Champions League bag, again taunting the Atletico Madrid fans. And then lastly, places a Real Madrid shirt on the grass within Atletico Madrid Stadium and points to it. And then you wonder why. Oh, I don't understand why the fans don't like me.
Yeah.
And there's, again,
mind you, he plays in the same city.
Correct. And we talked about this. You got to play one of you can't be the hero and the heel. You're one or the other. If you're gonna do shit like this, you're the bad guy. People are gonna hate you, and you have to understand why.
Yeah.
If you play on a higher level, if you don't give in, because again, fans are gonna say some mean shit. That's the point. They want to get a rise out of you.
Yeah.
If you don't engage, you take the higher road. You let your game speak for yourself. Then you're the other side. You can't be both. You can't cry wolf, and be a pig.
Yeah, no. I like it.
Yeah, do Three Little Pigs.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. So anyway, there's obviously been a lot more going on, but the league title is well within our hands.
Yes.
And with being right now 15 points clear, never been in a better spot to be crown champions, but again, still 9 games to go. We've got the Carabao Cup final on Sunday, and hoping we can bring, bounce back, as obviously I think there's going to be some disheartened players after dropping out of the Champions League after being first out of the group stage,
Yeah.
which obviously came out to a whole lot of dick. But again, need to really come out strong and confident within the Carabao Cup, get another trophy for the cabinet, and move on to what's left to play.
Excellent. I'm going to take your words and segue with the term "whole lot of dick." Mike, have you heard of Juan Bernabé?
I have not.
He is the falconer that comes out before the game for Italy's Lazio in Serie A, and he flies an eagle around the stadium, gets everyone all jacked up.
Sorry, he's a falconer, but he flies an eagle.
Well, falconer is anyone who control a bird of prey with the glove.
Oh, so
I think you can be. I think falconer is like a you can do like owls and any bird of prey.
Interesting.
I think it's like a generalized.
It's misleading, but anyway.
Anyway, he has been fired from his very well-known position of falconer for the Club Lazio. Would you like to know why?
I would love to know why.
He posted a picture of his dick implant
on what?
His prosthetic penis dick implant on his own personal private Facebook, to which case people who had access to it were like, this is the falconer for Lazio's dick! And so he got fired.
Yeah.
And this guy, right?
Was it a good-looking dick?
I don't know. I didn't.
Oh.
I
didn't know how deep you dove.
I did. No, I did not. This is new to me as of today, and I was like, Mike needs to know. The people need to know. He is handling it superbly. He's leaning into it, or maybe onto it, and he's in typical Italian fashion, being very passionate, saying this needed to happen for health reasons. He just can't stop banging. So he literally, again, I've done very little research.
Sure.
You pretty much press a button and it friggin' air mattresses itself to full torque. And he's just hammering his way through the Italian countryside. So that is the news that I brought to the table today.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
When you started, I thought it was just going to be, okay, this is a guy who just mistakenly, or maybe not mistakenly, just threw a dick pic. But the implant threw me for is there?
Oh, sorry. He is also extremely hard right. Again, I don't know if it. I don't know if it.
His viewpoint is hard right.
I think his viewpoint, not his curvature of his.
That was again misleading. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Huh.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Gotta love the Italians.
You have to.
Yeah.
You have to.
Yeah.
Speaking of Italians.
Well, we'll get into that.
Oh, God damn it.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm reeling from that story. I don't really know how to compose myself. I know how to, is to just remind the listeners of all of the ways that they can reach out to us and stay in tune to the goings, the doings, the transpirings of Vino Volley. So First would be our Instagram, VinoVolley85. You can always reach out to us at our email, vinovolley85@gmail.com. And lastly, whenever you are just feeling lonely and want to look at our faces, please feel free to go to our website, where we also, as a means to listen to the episodes, and more importantly, is where we do the overall synopsis of every wine. So if you ever wanted to remember which wine we drank, what our thoughts were, what our scores were, you can go to the website, which is vinovolley85.wixsite.com/vinovolley. And now that we have gone through that, and I think there's been enough to chew on.
Yes.
Why don't I just say to all our Vino Volleyers out there, it is time to pop those corks, indulge in a healthy pour, and dive stud showing into today's episode. So, Rye, without pomp and circumstance, why don't you tell the listeners the wine we will be drinking today?
Today we're going to be drinking the Vigne Guadagno Erpina Anglianico. This is an Anglianico variety from the middle-ish of Italy. You want to talk about the topic? You want me to keep?
No, cool. Like
so-
we've done for 35 previous episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful mind.
Yeah.
Anglianico, we're expecting a full-bodied and elegant wine, which is savory, perfectly balanced with its tannins. Freshly ground coffee and amazing minerality is what we should get at some point. This review from upperglass.com says this wine in particular is too chic for its own good. I have one more bit of information here. Anglianico.
Upper Glass also made me think it was like a hockey website.
Oh, that is a good one too.
Mhm.
Yeah, the old Upper Glass, the Chris Kelly
Yeah.
Fribble crew. Anglianico wines often described with dark fruit notes, blackberry, black cherry, along with savory elements such as leather, smoke, and tobacco. Firm structure, well integrated tannins, very good at aging, so it gets better with age. Anglianico, it's better or more iconic wine is Taurasi, which I have had and I really like, but you can't find it everywhere.
Diana
And
Taurasi.
Diana Taurasi, and is often referred to as the Barolo of the South. So I think this is where I enjoy this wine so much because I love Barolos and Barberas. So
Lovely.
I'm so excited.
Me too. So, real quick, the topic. It was born from our previous episode where we were going through the Una Cara que Necesita un Puñetazo.
See,
And the team that we picked, the goalkeeper's jersey specifically, they look like a bunch of special needs sailors. And
so bad.
it really got us thinking about some of the things that really make or break a jersey. And I think one of the biggest things is the main shirt sponsor,
Yes.
because it's center on the jersey. And so with that, we thought it would be a good idea to bring to the table some of our thoughts would be some of the best and worst shirt sponsors. So we did 3 for each with the honorable mention. I don't know why I say 3 for each. I mean, it's 4, but anyway. So yeah, that's what we're going to bring to the table shortly. But before we do that,
More like shirtly.
yeah.
Am I right?
All right.
Yeah.
Anyway, so now that that's been said and recorded, why don't we give our first thoughts on this wine? Are you ready?
I'm so excited.
All right.
I just can't have it.
I'm going to hit you.
It's me rubbing my extremely dry hands together.
Oh.
Oh, it's so dark.
Tangy.
Oh, sorry. I was just.
Yeah. Oh, blew out
That
your
was a real
That
good
was
one.
a good one. Oh, fuck
It is
yeah.
the darkest of dark red.
Now, I mean, I'm obviously holding it up to a sconce. It's
I
probably
am-
about
I'm-
10 feet away, and I can't see the light on the other side. It has beautiful, thick ass
Oh.
legs. Just like
It
one
smells
just want
so
to be
good. This is
like random red, you know.
Yeah, I just want to drown in those thighs.
Smell. You can definitely the dark cherry, dark fruit. Oh,
Oh man,
daddy likey.
takes me back.
And Rye's gonna now cry on the podcast.
No, but I did think of the time where I did cry in that little piazza
Oh.
in Italy
Yeah.
while eating a
One wrong video
Oh.
early on in a vacation, and Ryan opened up the floodgates and really.
Oh no, that was the dog. That was in Portugal.
Yeah, but I thought that was the starting point where we couldn't close the door of the
Oh,
emotions, we're just an absolute fucking puddle, just crying into your pasta dish and
Oh,
beautiful
God.
Amalfi.
Oh god. Oh
The dog video. I never watched it.
yeah, it's best not to.
Yeah.
I cried numerous times on the
I'm
trip.
aware. I'm aware. It got,
And then
just couldn't shut it down.
And then there was the night I came back shit faced, and Sabrina was watching what the fuck movie was it? It's not important to this podcast, but I feel like I'm already gone down this rabbit hole. Like Medal of Honor or Gears of War or whatever the fuck the stupid movie was, Heart of Honor, and I'm watching it hammered drunk, sitting weeping to myself. You just wanted to love her.
Mm.
It smells so familiar. Like it's like a familiar smelling wine.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely. I know what you're saying. Like we've been here before.
Mm.
We've had this. It's comforting. It is very much full-bodied, bold, with strong notes of dark fruit. When they say the leather, like, I mean, I guess I got to start licking more leather to like.
Oh, you don't?
No,
Oh, every time I put my debit card back, I just
Just
smack my wallet against my tongue.
I don't have a leather wallet anymore. So, but like, I don't know if it's like leathery where it's like the feeling it leaves on the tongue.
Oh,
Kind-
is it a texture or if it's a
Yeah.
taste thing? Oh,
So I wasn't, but because I mean, I get like I can see what it might feel like if I was just to like lick like a leather jacket or something,
yeah.
you know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no. So far, I dig
God,
it.
that's good.
A step in the right direction from where we were last week. So a great start to a great episode.
I'm also like fully geared up for this episode. I had so much fun. I always do. This one in particular, looking at some absolute shitstorm textile work,
Mm.
it brought a joy. It brought a joy to my heart.
Well, we obviously know that we have one of the same, but for opposite ends of the spectrum, which I think is a first for us.
Yes.
So would you like to?
Yes.
Okay.
So my method by going, I tried to stay away from the bigger clubs, the well-known, because I think
Oh yeah, your first one is definitely
no of today,
Oh,
right? Because I feel no the jersey,
oh, okay.
the blessing. Because
That is a.
Grace died 40 years ago. Yeah,
Is that Princess Bride?
no, it's Christmas
Oh,
Vacation.
Christmas Vacation.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Oh, Grace.
Because I feel like if you have a white lettered Times New Roman sponsor on the front, you almost can't miss, unless it's like Bill's Carpentry, like unless it's just something stupid.
Yeah.
I don't think you can go wrong. So I did the Google search, and I was like, worst football jerseys of all time. And weirdly enough, two of mine were on the worst list, but I saw them and I'm like, fuck yeah, those are awesome. I had numerous ones. I could have made a list that was 10 long. Like I really
For good or both?
For both.
Okay.
For good, there was more. Like there were general designs that I fucking hated. I was like, what are you doing? Like, what were you even thinking with you wanted your players to look like a bunch of assholes
Yeah.
running around. But I dialed it back in, I recentered myself and focused just on the sponsorship.
Mhm.
My first pick is the Atletico Madrid Columbia Pictures sponsored, where they went through Spider-Man, Peter Pan, the Terminator, Spanglish, but the one that got me the best, this is my choice for best, we're doing best first,
We are doing best first.
is the Spider-Man Atletico Madrid jersey. I wish it didn't say Spider-Man 2 below it, because that kind of blows.
The spider's sick.
The spider's so sick,
Yeah.
and it goes with the color scheme. It
Sure.
ties in with a little bit of yellow and the blue and the white. It is a crisp, clean jersey. That's my first.
Now, this was one of my picks for worst. Not this one in general, because I did think this was pretty sick. But and I'll elaborate when we get to it. But there's actually a total of 16 different versions for different movies, and some of them were just fucking atrocious.
Yeah.
But anyway, my first, and so again, I'm kind of like the wine. I wanted something that felt familiar, which I found was a pattern with my choices. Maybe something that was a little bit nostalgic.
Okay.
The other thing is when I pick the best, I like sometimes less is more. So I went with just something that I felt wasn't the focal point.
Yeah,
Like it was
okay.
one where
All right.
it told you who the sponsor was, but it didn't take away from the rest of the jersey. I think it just kind of all came together as one cohesive unit. And so my first one was from the year of Arsenal's Invincibles, was their jersey.
Oh, that's good.
And it was Sega Genesis. Now, again, you're going to see a pattern as especially my second one, but here's it's single tone. So it's just the navy blue,
which doesn't take
goes
away
with the Nike swoosh. It goes with the background of the Arsenal badge on it, kind of mixes with the Barclays patches on the side. And for me, it's just that was a. I mean, I remember trading in which I have big market tees. I
Yes.
remember trading in my Nintendo, everything, the mat to get a Sega Genesis. Sega Genesis was where Mortal Kombat came out. So
oh yeah,
it just
Sonic
had
the Hedgehog.
Sonic the Hedgehog. So it just had a very nostalgic feel to it, and I just liked the look of it, and
Yeah.
so that's why
It's a great pick.
Sega was my first from Arsenal's Invincibles.
Solid pick.
Oh my god, I can see the name of your second one right now.
Now again,
No, these, yeah,
par for the course. I tend to go a little.
yeah. Now, are you gonna? Well, I'm gonna see how you're gonna say this for a second.
Okay. In the 1980s, the Scottish team St. Johnstone made a bold move, which seemed to backfire very quickly in their faces or in their pants, when they chose the sponsor of Bonar. Bonar.
I thought for sure you were gonna try and do it in a thick Scottish accent. Felt like that was right in your wheelhouse.
Scottish is one of my weaker accents.
Oh,
Like, I can do it.
why don't you give it a go for the fans?
Oh, you see the. It just goes right into Connery. Oh, look at the lettering on my shirt. It's in big font. It's a big Bonar.
There you go.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Ow. Yeah.
I hurt myself.
Wearing my kilt, letting my balls free in the Scottish Highland winds. I can feel the change in my
I didn't
loins.
even know there was the Scottish mob.
So it's ridiculous, and they caught a lot of heat from it, and they hated it
Because it basically says boner on
because
their
it's
shirt.
basically his boner. But not for nothing, it's not the worst thing I've seen.
Again, it falls into mine where single tone.
Single tone.
It blends. It's
Yeah.
just
You could have like spruced the font
like,
up a little
I
bit,
was just gonna say Arial Bold was not the right choice
No.
for that.
but like the fact that they put boner on their shirts
Yeah.
is pretty funny,
Yeah.
and that's why, again, I went through the myriad of even the Chevrolet on the Manchester United. I liked the O2 on the older
Yep.
Arsenal. Believe me, I went down the rabbit hole. I'm like, yes, these are all classic uniforms that I appreciate and I like. I wanted to go something that is iconic in its own way.
And you did.
I did.
You big boner. All right, so kind of on brand. My next one was Fiorentina, and again,
it's so good.
big market tees. It is the Nintendo logo.
Mm.
So again, the just nostalgia. I mean, it's just like, I don't know. It's simple, but like, again, two-tone,
Yep.
red and white,
Yep.
plays off the Fiorentina emblem, the red against the white perfectly. I think purple was a beautiful accent color, and again, it just Mario,
Yeah.
like just Duck Hunt.
Yeah.
You know, like it just elicits beautiful memories of my
Yeah,
childhood.
yeah.
My first, the first video game systems I ever got,
Oh, man.
and for that, I will, fucking love Nintendo.
Oh.
Tetris,
Yeah.
the Game Boy, like, oh god,
Oh,
could go on.
That's
and
a
on.
great choice. That is a solid
Sharp
product placement.
Mm.
It's very diminutive, but it adds to
Well,
the
that's what I'm saying.
aesthetic.
Like, it's not, it's there,
Yeah.
but it's not all you look at. Now, obviously, I did close crop because that was the main point. We'll try and post the full jersey, but it's just like there's plenty of other stuff going on that it's not what your eyes are always gone to. But I think it adds to it instead of taking away from it.
Yeah, love it.
All right.
My third pick is
Hmm.
the Jeep sponsorship.
Now, is this eliciting
of
some good memories for you?
Juventus. Yes. Because owning a Jeep for as long as I did and like being part of that community, I'll say, I sneaky always wanted like a Juventus Jeep uniform, the white with the green logo. They've done camo. It never looks bad.
Agreed.
I don't think I've ever seen a Juventus. I mean, they've made some crazy uniforms,
Mhm.
but they've always nailed the Jeep logo. And the fact that it's simple, it's a familiar font, just like the Nintendo or the Sega. I think it's one of the best brand placement sponsorships on a soccer uniform I've seen.
Nice. All right, my third pick And again, in that realm of what's familiar, what elicits emotion, I did go with our beloved Liverpool.
Yeah.
And back in the day when Adidas was the sponsor, the Carlsberg jersey.
Yeah.
Now, Carlsberg as a beer, because I remember that when I used to go to the Phoenix Landing in Boston, as an LFC Boston member, you used to get discounts on Carlsberg. It's not great. It is not a great beer at all. But as a logo, it is, again, the font, I love it. It's not the focal point of the jersey, but I think it adds a nice flow to it. And obviously the Carlsberg jersey itself is one that, has memories of one of the greatest comebacks if not the greatest comeback in Champions League history. That was mine. That was my third pick.
I vividly remember in Ireland when we were there for your wedding, we were at the bar. They had like the 2-level like discos. And that's when we met that kid.
Yep.
Who was 3 Sheets to the Wind. And I remember you vividly being like, I'm going to get a Carlsberg. He's like, it's not good, but I need something that's not Guinness.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you took a little TV time out on that.
I think I threw up that night.
So speaking of the Liverpool uniforms, I don't think they've had a sponsor that has been bad on a jersey. They took a lot of heat on the interwebs. People were like, fucking paint, crown paint. That's like a sneaky good job.
Yeah.
If you put white on red, unless it's like a massive veiny hog, like it's not gonna look bad. Like even the crown paints, that's 2 different fonts. It still looks good. Carlsberg looks good. The
standard chartered is clean.
Yeah, that's why I didn't want to include Liverpool because obviously I'm biased. But like the Hitachi ones, for as primitive of a logo, like it's so clean.
Yeah. No, totally agree.
My honorable mention.
By the way, we're gonna have to do a tally of how many phallic references we have in this episode. This might be an all-time high.
Really?
I mean, I'm not going to, but I think it is. Oh, I almost picked this one.
For my honorable mention, I chose the 1995 to 2000 Newcastle Brown Ale sponsorship.
Yeah.
That is an aggressively large emblem.
Yep.
But it's so literally and figuratively on brand where I thought it had to be mentioned because you have a beer that is local to the area, shares the name, mark it down, great uniform.
I almost picked that one. That is a great one. My honorable mention
comes from... I fucking couldn't find it!
Oh.
I was going to do that, and I was like, I don't have the patience to freaking look up who that is.
German rock band Die Toten Hosen.
Die Toten Hosen.
Fortuna Düsseldorf.
Oh, Fortuna Düsseldorf.
This, I was like, I was thought for sure if you could find it, you were going to use it because there's never been a more metal fucking shirt sponsor. The skull, the crossbones, the double star. Now that is 100% the focal point of the jersey.
Oh yeah,
but it is. It's the tits.
Can we find one
to buy?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I don't know. We could look.
I mean, as long as
we'll interwebs.
As long as it's not like.
No, I know. We know. We don't need to go into that. We understand where you're going.
Oh man, so I'm sitting at the kitchen table. I'm trying to format this like an asshole.
It's all right.
And I come across that, and I was like, "What is that?" I go, "Why can't?" And I was clicking, and I couldn't find it. I'm like,
there was literally only one image on the web on the internet that I got.
And I was like, all right, it's a matter of time. I got to get my shit together.
Yeah,
that's so fucking metal.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I knew you'd love it. All right, on to the worst. And number one on your list.
Number one is Napoli, which I love their emblem itself.
Yeah,
their logo itself, I love. Their elite sponsorship is fucking stupid. It's way too big. It's in a contrasting color that's no part of their jersey. And in some cases, they actually fucking boxed it out to make it look even worse against vertical stripes. Listen, I can't see a whole lot of colors, but I know that is fucking stupid.
It's funny when I read it, for some reason all I can think of is SNL Celebrity Jeopardy, Sean Connery going, "I'll take Letitch now." It's like, that's Let It Snow. So yeah, that's pretty
And if you keep
bad.
track, that's the second Connery reference tonight.
R.I.P.
The Rock.
The Rock.
He's dead?
Isn't he? Sean Connery?
Dude.
Is he? I don't know. Look it up. All right, my first is Leon with the Le 69.
Oh, see, I didn't hate this.
It's I mean, I think it's the sheer size of it on the jersey, the lettering. I don't know. It just wasn't doing it for me. He is dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
October 31st, 2020.
He's been dead for a while. Okay. I'm pretty good about that. Anyway,
That's a bummer.
sorry to let you know that Sean Connery died 5 years ago. Oh, geez, what a shocker. Anyway, so yeah, Le 69. Although I love the position, I don't much care for the
nice.
the shirts.
High fives all around.
Yeah.
Yeah. Woo!
Sex.
This
All right.
next one.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
The 2013-2014 Atalanta, which AXA, which is now AXA Equitable, I believe, also a Liverpool sponsor.
But again, single color, much cleaner look than this absolute dumpster fire.
I want to know
That hit my phone over.
what levels. I want to know who okayed that. That's a fucking curbside abortion of a freaking design.
What that looks like is someone who's like their first day using MS Paint and wants to like meld two pictures together, and they're just like, "Oh, I got the first one. I'm just gonna cut and paste the second one on top of it," and they're like, "Print it,
Nailed it.
print it."
A yellow and black jersey, which by itself is fine.
Yep.
You've got too much going on to begin with, so the whole jersey's kind of fucking doomed once you start putting stuff on it.
Mhm.
We get Konica Minolta. Is that that's on the left
Sure.
collar area? But yeah, AXA Equitable with blue and white and red. Not a single bit of that on that jersey. So
Nope. Yeah.
not good.
No. Mine, second one, if I can get the goddamn cursor to work, is
This was
Wolves, and I think actually now it's Crystal Palace, was Man Bet X. And I mean, there's just so much here. It takes away from the rest of the jersey, which again, I love the Wolves color scheme. I love their logo of like
it's awesome.
the wolf. Like, it just makes a really good jersey. Just, it's so fucking busy. It's so busy. And again, don't know how your brain works, but this just reminds me of The Simpsons when you think that Homer is like a spokesperson for a Japanese commercial.
Yeah.
Oh, Mr. Sparkle!
Oh, yeah.
So again, that makes me laugh. This doesn't as much. It just has the same feel to it. So yeah, that's my that is my second pick.
Hold on. There's so much going on with that sponsorship.
Yeah.
First, it's like Man Bet X, and it's like, like
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's so bad.
And my next one
yeah.
is go up.
Okay.
Is the AC Milan Poo jeans.
I saw this.
Again, AC Milan, just a bunch of classic jerseys, right? You have the Opel
Yeah.
sponsorship, which was one of my favorites. This is just fucking terrible. Yeah, Poo jeans.
And spelled of the Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, like, bottomless Winnie the Pooh. Shirt only, dicks out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Poo jeans. Someone okayed it for a short amount of time. Also, the guy who I have in the picture modeling it, not thrilled.
Yeah, it kind of looks like Mick Jagger.
He's a.
With I think I would say a stronger jawline.
You get that from the Mediterranean diet. It's the legumes. Yeah. He's an Italian Mick Jagger.
Yeah. Poo jeans. I saw that one too, but Poo just made me laugh.
So
bad.
bad.
My third, which it actually was like, I can't believe. Oh, sorry. Do you have more? Oh, or is it? Yeah. Okay. So my third, and we'll obviously get to that, is Huddersfield's Paddy Power. Now I had to go make sure that there was game footage of this because the allotment for shirt sponsors like 250 something
Unit. I think I have it on mine.
Yeah, exceeds logo limitation. And they like just a full-on Patty Power like Miss America sash diagonally across the jersey. It is outlandish.
It is.
It like there's literally you can't focus on anything else because like a deer getting run over and the tire tracks through it. It's the only thing you see. You can cry into your glass now. So that was mine, and obviously
it was mine as well. Yeah. Huddersfield with the Paddy Power, the Irish bookmaker, just aggressively large. Yeah, it was 250, not centimeters.
No, obviously it was.
Unless it might be square centimeters.
Yeah, maybe. And so then to round it out, which was your favorite,
what the fuck is that?
This is the full list. So for Atletico Madrid, when Columbia Pictures was the shirt sponsor, there were 16 different movies.
Is that Triple X?
Triple X, Hellboy, to name a few. Hitch, Anacondas, you said Spanglish, Peter Pan, Big Fish, Ray Habana.
Oh man, there were some bad movies.
Dude, there's, I think, maybe Resident Evil 2. Again.
SWAT.
Yeah. By the way, SWAT is...
No, I just read it. I wasn't saying it was bad.
No, I was going to say SWAT is like one of those where it's like, it's not a good movie. God damn it, I'll watch it every single time.
So, like, the Hellboy one's not terrible. The Triple X, but, like,
again,
you boxed it up. The Spider-Man one, they didn't box up.
That's
they,
what I'm saying.
Sublimated it into the...
This is the same person who's just like, all right, I'm just going to cut it, paste it, print it.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you had to, I guess, get 16 out in a single season, but yeah.
Yeah, it's like putting together a fucking book report on Huckleberry Finn.
Aggressive and just way too much.
I tried to choose a book from my childhood.
I always did Goosebumps. I guess it depends on what age we were doing book reports.
I read Jurassic Park in 5th grade.
I always did dioramas when I had to do
big diorama. You are very
crafty.
You're very crafty.
Mm-hmm.
No, I was more of a straight ahead write the book report type thing. I would put it in plastic binding.
I love that. You know what my favorite thing was to do is I did a report on Simon Bolivar and Simon Bolivar, and to make the pages look old timey. You dipped them in tea.
Oh yeah.
To give them the brown, and then you burnt the edges.
Power move.
I fucking loved it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
and this has been elementary. This is how to succeed in elementary school with Mike and Ryan.
Anyway, so that
those are awful.
Yeah. So that rounds that out, and I think we did really well.
Did I have one more? Or was that my honorable mention?
Huddersfield was your honorable
mention. Okay.
Because you went.
Can't count.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So now that we've kind of wrapped that up, let's circle back to this wine quickly. Give again mid episode reviews, and then we will get into una cara que necesita un puñetazo.
See, it's good.
Mm-hmm.
This is definitely right in the ship of quality.
And I think that might be. I'm not sure if that's skewing the score at all, but it's just so much better than what we had last time.
So much better.
Just really digging it, because I think like part of it is like we like to get together, we like to do these episodes, but we like to enjoy the wine, and I think it didn't really take away from the content, but it was just like, I don't know, I feel like it's better when it all jives together.
Correct. Like my coworkers will ask, like, oh, how was recording, like how's the episode, and I was like, well, the wine sucked. And like if that's what you lead off with, like it's not great, because I mean I feel like we always put together a good product, pat ourselves in the back, but like if it's not, because we enjoy wine. That's why we're doing this.
That's right. We enjoy wine and soccer. This is why we combine the two. So
it is just so good. And I wish Aglianico was more popular or familiar in the States, because it really is a super sneaky good wine.
It's great. So I think we're not going to dwell on it too much. I think we know it's probably a big score coming in. So now that we've kind of wrapped that up, let's get into the part of the episode where we will go through una cara que. Oh, sorry. I did have an honorable mention. The fucking Upwards Nike swoosh. You talk about something so small that all your eye can go to. It is the reason I have not bought any one of these jerseys. They could go on sale because Liverpool is going to be Adidas soon.
Hmm.
Like the goalkeeper jersey, that green one,
Yeah.
is fucking sharp. And Allison, actually, the ones he wears, the swoosh is the right
Yeah.
way. You cannot find it. I hate it. I hope this is the last time we ever see it. Dumb.
You and I, when they released that version, you and I both said, I would buy this in a heartbeat if the swoosh was the other way. It looks stupid.
You've got one of the most iconic, cleanest symbols, and you're like, hey, let's do something fucking dumb. And, so anyway, all right. But on to Una cara que necesita un puñetazo. And the team up was Valladolid. And do you have your player?
I'm bringing up the website.
Okay. Well, I'll go. So I had midfielder, number 20, Stanko Juric.
Stanko Juric.
First of all,
I'm assuming Eastern European.
Maybe. Wasn't in my decision making.
But oh my god!
But I looked at his.
Looks like Nandor the Relentless.
Well, so yes, I see a little bit of Nandor, but what I also saw was if Madame Tussauds did a wax statue of Pedro Pascal and then left it out in the sun a little bit, and it just
that's good.
It just kind of like melted. So he's just kind of. It's got a little bit of a derpy face, and I mean, I don't really know any of these players. So I got no animosity towards them based on previous experiences or who they played for.
Right.
So I was just like, he's got a derpy face, and I wanna hit him for besmirching Pedro Pascal's good name by kind of looking like him, but a lesser version.
I like that. It's a good pick. I'm gonna choose full name Robert Kennedy Nunez dos Nascimento, named after the original RFK.
Wow.
I actually did some research. The left winger who has a very aggressive neck tattoo. Had a stint at Chelsea for a while. Apparently, has moved around a lot for being a 29-year-old. And again, if I could bring up his Chelsea picture, that neck tattoo is
it's just pure text, or the one on the
the one on the
his right, our left. Yeah,
that is something.
Do we know what it says?
No, I don't care to look it up. But yeah, to be named after
probably says like unite the world through love and kindness. Oh, fucking asshole.
To be named after RFK, which I guess not to get political, but his son's really doing stuff. So yeah, just he's had some questionable hairstyles. He played for Chelsea for a while, which is reason enough to tell him to go fuck himself.
Yep.
And he goes by Kennedy 1N.
Kennedy, the number one, or with one N.
With one N.
I thought it was Kennedy, the number one, and then the letter N, and that.
No, it's not like the movie, I was like Seven or Megan, or as my brother calls it, Methegan.
Yeah. Kennedy with one N.
Kennedy, singular N.
Singular N, Kennedy.
Did I tell you he was named after RFK?
You did.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Two solid picks.
Also.
Okay.
Valladolid?
Valladolid?
Valladolid? Their uniform sucks.
Yeah.
Barney purple, and then you've got the, was it Mizuno? Is that the...
No, that's the, whatever the two ladies sitting back to back.
Reverse scissoring?
I think they're just...
telling stories?
Yeah. Kibitzen. Are you Googling what that logo is?
What the fuck is it? What are you typing in? Because I'm going to type in what...
I'm typing in La Liga standards to...
I was typing in
confirm
soccer logo girls, and I feel like that's going to go poorly.
No, just do brand logo, two girls sitting back to back. Can't wait till Zoom comes up.
This is the power of the internet. Oh, hold on.
You got it?
Yeah, Google help me because I'm a fucking moron. Kappa. Kappa.
So what did you type in?
I typed in soccer logo girl backwards.
That's not what I said.
No, I know. I didn't listen to you.
Okay. I'm curious if I did.
Yeah, Kappa. Maybe it's not two girls.
Okay, eyelid soccer brand, two girls back to back. Literally, the first thing, Kappa USA.
Dude, I don't think it's two girls.
Oh. There's a boob there.
Well, that's a tit. That's not.
Maybe it's just wishful thinking that it was two girls. But anyway, hey,
Why
look.
do-
First
Oh,
search.
you know why? You know why we thought it was two girls?
Why?
This is America, and like mud flaps on tires had the two girls
Maybe.
similar to that with like
We're just a bunch of degenerates
Jugs.
that like the ladies. I don't know. Anyway, that was a better search. You should have done that.
yeah, well,
Okay.
we gotta do.
All right. Well, now that we've wrapped that up, why don't we talk about the team we are going to choose for next episode? And then we'll talk about the topic.
We're gonna do Las Palmas.
We're gonna do Las Palmas.
Yeah, we
Right.
agreed on it last time.
Yeah, no, I was fine. Sure. Feel pretty strongly about that.
Yeah, I want to.
Okay, Las Palmas.
I
There it is.
weirdly have background information on Las Palmas.
Okay.
Yep.
Perfect. All right. Well, now that we've done that, why don't we give our thoughts on this wine, our score, and then we'll briefly talk about the wine and topic for next episode. I'm going 8-1. I don't need to
Solid
mince
score.
words. This thoroughly enjoyed. It's full-bodied, like I like. It's got a great flavor profile, not too much knocking it. So I think it's just. Oh, you know what? Yeah, 8-1.
Did you want to go higher or lower?
I thought about it for a second. I was trying to go against some of the ones that I've ranked really high, and I thought about, but I think 8-1 is a solid score. I'm sticking with it.
It's a good score.
Mhm.
This wine is familiar to both of us as we've both traveled to Italy, to the Amalfi Coast, where this wine is from. I could drink this every single day and enjoy it over and over again because it hits the notes that speak to me. I'm going 8-8.
Figured you'd be. I thought you might be somewhere in the 9s, just more of just like how it brings a tear.
I wanted to be, but also like I've had a Tarasi that is fucking knock your tits off.
Yeah.
And this is a little step below that.
Okay. 8-8. Great. All right. Well, now that we've wrapped that up, 2 great scores in the books. Rye, why don't you tell the people the wine we'll be drinking, and I will tell them the topic.
We're going to be drinking. So this wine also has a connection to us.
Yes.
Not
it
the
does.
wine itself,
No.
but who gave us this wine. This is the Caduceus, who if you don't need to know who Caduceus is. It's fine. It is a 2020 Arizona Red Table wine. This is, if you are familiar with music, this is Maynard James Keenan, lead singer of Tool and A Perfect Circle. This is his wine.
And to that, we are going to be discussing the biggest tools in the game.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So I think perfect, same format. We'll do top 3 fucking tools and honorable mention.
Yep.
You know what? Actually, since we're just doing people or tools, we're gonna go 5.
4 in an honorable mention or 5 in an honorable?
5 in an honorable mention.
Okay.
Because I think
We're gonna have some overlap.
There's plenty, and like this is. Do we want to do the current game or
In general.
In general. Okay.
Yep.
Sergio Ramos is gonna be on your list, isn't he?
He is now.
Okay, he's now. All right. Well, hey,
I do have to mention,
go ahead.
I would not be doing due diligence if I didn't mention. So my son, active listener of the podcast, whether for good or bad.
Therapy will tell.
Yeah. Told him about what we were doing with the jerseys, and he's like, I don't know how to use email. I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. You just tell me. It'll be a in-person write-in. And he's like, I think the No Room for Racism is the best sponsorship on a logo. And I was like, oh, like, okay, like explain yourself. I didn't want to get into like it's not
I
a
thought for a
sponsorship,
second you were gonna go with the worst. I was just like, delete.
and he's like, yeah, he's like, because everyone should be nice to everyone, and everyone should have like a kind heart, and I feel like wearing that on your jersey is really important. And I was just like, I'm gonna say it. So I apologize. I waited till the last minute to say it.
It was a good because I think it needed to stand apart. Just shows 2 things: the the beauty and the innocence of a child,
Yeah.
and also just pat yourself on the back because that comes from solid parenting. Because
Yeah.
that's not always going to be the first instinct of a child.
Yeah.
So kudos to you, kudos to your
Yeah.
kid.
We're doing it.
And hey, after that touching moment, we would love to keep going. But after VAR review, we're not out of wine yet. We are out of time. And thus, we'll put the final cork in this episode and say, listen to us next time on another very exciting episode of Vino Volley. So, Ryan, please take us home.
Remember, folks, sip and soccer responsibly. We bid you a Freddy adieu.